Hey, welcome back to Poll for Initiative, the tabletop role-playing stream where the audience influences the story. I, of course, am Ben and/or Benjamin, it's as I'm known on the internet. And with me is Seth, otherwise known as Immy Banshee, who'll be serving today as your dungeon master. Go ahead and say hi to everyone, Seth. Sorry, I had a minor stroke.
You really did. You that entire time, I had no idea what the next thing out of your mouth was going to be. So that was really fun and interesting for all of us.
Sorry, I forgot to do a voice this week, guys. That's just how I sound now that I'm 30.
Oh yeah. Been 30 for a little while now, and it's really catching up with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't kick in right away every single time.
No. I can't wait to get there. Hey, look forward. Everyone can look forward to that from me when I get there too.
During our third campaign, we're both going to be talking like that, actually.
Yeah. And I'm gonna play like an old character as well, just to sell it, you know.
So you're gonna double old your voice.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Welcome back, friends. It's been a little while since we've been together. I've missed you. How have you all been? I mean, I guess I technically was on Ben's stream last Monday when we were talking about SoccerCon, but it wasn't Dungeons and Dragons, so different. But yeah,
who says this is Dungeons and Dragons? They don't know that. It could be any tabletop.
You're right. It could be any tabletop role-playing game. You don't know what it is.
That plays very similarly to Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
It's not. Hey, you don't know. Anyway,
you know, in case they ever decide to enforce that, like, oh, if you make content for D&D, you have to pay a price.
Oh yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Hey, if any Pinkertons are listening, this is certainly not Dungeons and Dragons. This is.
We specifically clarify tabletop role playing.
This is Oh, what did I say? What was the name I came up with for that one shot that we did? It was like skateboards and something. I can't remember what it was. I DM'd a one shot for my friends last year, and I had to come up with a name.
Oh, halflings and half pipes.
Halflings and half pipes. I came up with a name for a board game on the spot. And I was like, what's a stupid rendition of Dungeons and Dragons? And I just pulled halflings and half pipes out of my ass.
For some reason, you made them all skaters.
Yeah. I really had season 1 Dimension 20 Fantasy High on the brain.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. Welcome back, friends. I believe we should have fixed most, if not all, of our lag issues. Everybody say thank you, Ben, for looking into that. Everybody take a bow, Ben, please. Everybody golf clap. Best IT for Poll for Initiative. Yep.
Hey, I found the button that wasn't clicked.
And sometimes it is just, oops, you didn't fucking click this button, and now everything's broken forever. I fucking hate OBS is so
basically
hard.
Tech wizard.
Yeah, basically the best ever, pretty much. Anyway, do you want to play a tabletop role-playing game? Do you want to play?
No, actually, I don't want to do that right now.
Do you want to play Poll for Initiative Descent? Or what?
All right, fine. You've convinced me.
Oh, okay, great. I'm so sorry I had to talk you into it, but I'm glad that we could come to the conclusion to move forward. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and change the music. Yeah, sorry we weren't here last week for Dungeons and Dragons. We were at SoccerCon, and I was tired, and I didn't have it in me to DM, and I don't think Ben had it in him to play. So
I could have played, but
It's tough.
I also realized I didn't have an intro. I didn't have anything. Although I think the intro's you this time.
Yeah, we're switching it up. Listen, there's only so much that fucking happened to Ailstain at that goddamn place.
Oh, I've got
I
plenty
know,
more
like
intros if you need them.
We will still be exploring his time there. Don't worry. But I just think that every once in a while, some other stuff must happen as well. So yes. This time, however, well, before the intro, as always, for our friends who maybe didn't see last episode or who, it's been a week since last one, let's do a little bit of a recap. Just kind of a short one. Although you did do kind of a lot last episode. You spoke with the cadre at the Shattered Station about sort of the next steps of find what was needed to help rebuild the train to escape the Revelia. You had sort of bonding moments with Boot and Haggis where you attempted to teach them how to shoot and gave them some pistols.
We're giving kids guns, boys.
Yeah, of the best thing that you could possibly do. You bullied Scooter some more, which is always fun and great to see. I think your favorite thing to do so far.
I know what you're all thinking. And yes, it is because he's short. Anyway.
Oh, okay. It is because he is a gnome, and no other reason. You met up with Stella, and you all of you went to investigate some of the rooms that you are able to enter with the keys that you found. You went into the cheese room, really important room made entirely completely of cheese, that has no other purpose than it's made of cheese. And then you also went and found the mini Revelia, one of the other interesting rooms inside of the funhouse, in search of clues, and to look for the schematics for the train, which you did find. So, you succeeded in that trial.
I wasted a nat 20 in the cheese room. I perceived so much cheese, dude.
Hey, you got some really nice cheese out of it, right?
I knew everything about cheese. I became for a brief moment I became imp.
Okay, great. Yeah, imp possessed your body and all of his knowledge became yours. Kind of like in Baldur's Gate when you connect minds with people. Anyway, and after that, all of you went to the Big Top to catch the newest show, The Mentalists, and outside met the one and only Bella Belzon, Neve's missing presumed dead ex-girlfriend, who had joined the Coven of Arachne and his were-spiders, was just absolutely completely dismissive of Neve and really not helpful in any way, shape, or form. All of you proceeded inside.
God, lesbian breakups are just the worst. Your
tough.
girlfriend breaks up with you, becomes a were-spider, and like sends were-spiders to kill it. That's crazy.
It's a tough world out here, hey. Queers are crazy. And then after that, all of you proceeded inside and ended up as part of the show. Arachne, sort of against your will, chose you to participate in his show, where you've answered some riddles and fought some were-spiders and interacted with the gigantic sphinxes, Ganymede and Abimeed. And we left off in our last round of combat after hearing the final riddle, which I will repeat once we get back into that.
I just want to say, by the way, so you all know, I was kicking myself the moment we stopped streaming because, god damn it, I figured out the answer moments after the cameras stopped rolling.
Yeah, I turned.
That's always how it goes.
I turned the stream off, and then like I think after a few seconds, you were like, "I know what it is," and I was like, "Well, you've got to wait now."
I was like, God, I could have
good.
said it.
Very good and fantastic. Oh, and also, completely side note, just for those of you who were a part of last week's stream where we talked about Sakura-con, this is that goth candy heart cardigan that I was telling you about that says mean things instead of nice things on it. It's very cute, very sweet. I've been wearing it every day since I bought it, and I love it. Anyways.
They look when they wear their big round glasses, they look like a little old granny.
I got some new glasses. I don't know if you boys have seen. I'll briefly put them on so you may see. But I have never been more. I've never been more queer
like
than
you
I
should
am when
be
I wear
like-
these.
You should be like, oh, please eat something, dearie.
It is my goal at all times to appear as a queer, person who looks like they live in a library.
Mm-hmm.
And also goth on top of that, correct? Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine me in these glasses and this cardigan, zipper in my lap, a bunch of blankets, and I'm crocheting on my couch.
Specifically an 80-year-old librarian.
Correct. That is, yeah. That's kind of my goal in life. Anyways. Enough side tangents. Okay, so. Yes, so we left off in our final round of combat. And actually, for this intro, we do not go forwards, backwards, or elsewhere in time. We return to the moment in which we left. I will bring us back to our screen here. I put a circle around where the Ring of Darkness and the Zone of Truth are so that it's visually represented.
Mm.
So. We return to the moment upon which we left the most recent riddle fresh on your ears. Walking Weaver, Sky Fisher, Cobbler's Delight, and Oft Afeared, Roaming Builder, Patient Feaster. What am I? And as you sit here, Ailstain, in this ring of magical darkness, aware of the conflict around you, but unable to aid your friends in this moment, the gears in your mind turning over the riddle in a desperate hope to find the answer. I think unwittingly you start to dissociate a little bit, sort of more in your head as you think. The riddle perhaps
Although
slightly harder than the other ones.
To be clear, he did not take his turn yet, so technically this is all happening over the span of 6 seconds, just
Correct.
to be clear.
Yes, this is all happening very quickly. It's kind of like we zoom in on this moment and time kind of slows down, but just for us as we witness this.
Mm-hmm.
Without your sight, it's hard to focus on your surroundings. For just a moment, you close your eyes against the yawning void, perhaps seeking comfort of the darkness behind your own eyes instead. The sounds of battle grow distant, And when you open your eyes again, you are momentarily elsewhere. You find yourself in an unusually dark place. Above you is an empty, starless sky, and below you are dark, murky waters. You are alone here, only your reflection looking back at you from below. You blink. It blinks. You move. It moves. A ripple cuts through the still water, distorting your reflection until it is unrecognizable. Here, there is peace. You are alone here. And you blink, and you are back on the paw of Ganymede, in a ring of darkness and a zone of truth, in a dark carnival on a demiplane far from what you know. And it is here we return.
Oh, thank God, I don't know how to swim. Sorry.
And it is here we return to our last round of combat. Let's go ahead and cue up that music. I promise I won't just play the same song over and over again like I did last episode. So sorry. Sometimes I play music and then drown it out and don't realize I'm subjecting all of you to the same song for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So
I've
sorry
done the
about
same.
So sorry about that. All right. We are back at the top of the round. I believe it is Ambrose's go. It is Ambrose's turn. There is one enemy left on the field. The second were spider having been disposed of. They are, I believe, have just exited their the frightened condition and thus returned to the battlefield. They had used their entire speed and dash to make it back into the fray, but have not quite made it to the rest of you yet.
I realized something coming back to that, by the way. I don't know why I used command on it. I should have used dissonant whispers, which does the same thing but also damage.
Valid. Hey, when you have a ton of spells to cast, it's kind of hard to, like, you know?
Yeah.
Decide which one's the best to use.
So, to be clear, these things are like humanoid-esque.
Yes, they're were spiders. They're currently not in their spider form. They're in more of a hybrid state. So they appear humanoid, but they have 4 arms. And a sort of spider-esque features.
Let's cast Hideous Laughter.
All right. Let's see. Is that a saving throw?
Yes.
All right.
DC 13, Wisdom.
They succeed.
Damn. Damn. You know what this means, boys? Ambrose isn't funny.
Okay. Well, no one ever claimed that he was, first of all.
Ambrose, not good at telling jokes.
Yeah, he says, What do you... Oh, God. I don't even know what I was gonna say. What do you call... I don't know. Fuck you. He just pulls a leash.
He does the, what do you call the cross between an elephant and a rhino? Elephino.
Yep.
And then Ailstain, there's like a long silence, and Ailstain from the like palm just goes, boo!
And everyone goes, "Ah, tough crowd." You see you boo, and other people in the crowd also boo. And Arachne is like booing as well.
No, that boo was for Arachne, to be clear. That was for Arachne, not that. He's putting on a bad show, is what I'm saying.
No one hears you. They're all booing. You see, Amber's like his cheeks turn a little bit pink as people are like actively booing him. He's like, oh. He's like, I don't like this at all. All right, that is his action. Does he take any bonus actions or movement?
He only has one bardic left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he can just hold on to that.
Okay. Next up in the order is Kaz.
I guess he can like take a 5-foot step back so they can't get to him without taking opportunity attacks.
Okay. Sounds good. Next up is Kaz.
All right, Kazi boy.
I would refresh his character sheet if you haven't already, because I adjusted some stuff before we started.
Oh. Whoa, he's level 20 now?
No.
That's crazy.
I accidentally had taken a wrong spell when I was preparing his spells last stream, because I did it like over the break.
What spell did he get instead, and what did he lose?
He lost. I clicked Find Traps on accident, and I meant to click Calm Emotions.
Let's see. We haven't hurt this were spider very much.
That is correct. It's taken I think 11 damage so far.
But we don't necessarily need to blow all of our spells, I suppose.
Give me an intelligence check.
What?
Give me an intelligence, just a straight intelligence.
For who?
For Ailstain.
You're like, you need to blow all your spell slots right now.
No.
He doesn't get any pluses. Is this a save, or is it just a straight? Like, if it's a straight check, then 9.
Okay.
He has average intelligence,
Yeah.
which is, again, I can't stress enough, more than most of our party. Our party is very stupid.
I think that you're really focused on trying to answer this riddle, and you're not super in tune with what's going on around you. You're not thinking about like the battle because you are not a part of it. You can't see it, so.
Fuck. I totally forgot what I was about to do and say. Oh, right. Yeah, I'm gonna move the spiritual weapon up as his bonus action first.
Smart.
And he's gonna fucking attack that fucking ugly thing.
Go ahead.
21 to hit.
That certainly hits.
Damn, really? Low AC. Oh. Does 5 damage. Rolled a 1.
Okay. Hey, five's not nothing.
That's literally the worst damage it could possibly do.
Hey, at least you didn't roll a 1. Oh, you did roll a 1?
I rolled a 1.
Oh.
1 plus 4.
At least you hit and you did some damage.
And then as his action, I guess he'll do Toll the Dead.
Okay. Go ahead and
So
roll
give
for
it
that
a
as well.
No, it's a wisdom save.
It is a wisdom save. What's the DC? It's 13, isn't it? They succeed.
It's 14.
They still succeed.
Damn.
But I believe, do they take half damage or no?
No, not for a cantrip.
Okay. Well, rip.
I think Kaz will also move up though.
Fantastic. All right. Next in the initiative order is Ailstain. Are you prepared to answer? Yep. Are you prepared to answer your riddle? Ganymede.
Here, I'll give the chat another chance to hear the riddle. I want you all to have a chance to like know to like figure out the answer yourselves.
Well, I already
And
said
keep in
it.
mind. Oh, you did?
Yeah, at the beginning of the intro, I said it again.
Oh. Well, no, no. I'm saying say it now. I thought you were saying you said the answer.
Oh, no.
I want you to tell them the riddle.
Okay.
And as you hear this riddle, boys, I want you to keep in mind the moment I figured it out. I was like, I feel like a fool for not getting this instantly.
Okay.
Just keep that in mind as they say what the riddle is.
Once again, as it is your turn, Ganymede says, Walking weaver, sky fisher, cobbler's delight, and oft afeared, roaming builder, patient feaster, what am I?
So, boys, do you got it? Does anyone have it? Because I have it. I think can Ailstain see the
No.
Sphinx?
No,
Oh, okay.
you're in a cloud of darkness.
He kind of just exasperatedly like looks up, like with his shoulders rolled back, and he just says, "Oh my God! I thought we were putting on a show here." He says, "It's a spider. It's a spider. It's a spider." Like, is this supposed to be hard? Is that what's going on? This is a show for babies?
You hear a really loud dinging, and you just hear Arachne go, correct! And you see everything kind of freezes. You feel Ganymede's paw flex beneath you. And in a moment, the darkness is gone. You are able to see again. And for the moment, combat has ended. You see that the were spider who was engaged with your friends, who you now see all in front of you, your friends engaged in combat. You see the remaining were spider turns to all of you, does a graceful sort of flourishing bow, and then several strands of webbing fall from the sky, and she does like a pirouette up into the air and vanishes.
Attack of opportunity.
You wanna knife her while she's trying to get away?
Yes.
Okay.
I want Kaz to hit her in the back of the head.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a
Come on,
an
Kaz,
attack.
don't fucking miss this. Fuck, where's his fucking mace? 19.
That certainly hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh my God, max damage 7.
Now almost bloodied. Kaz just like kind of in the moment, like not sure if the combat is still happening, sees the spider lady trying to get away, and he goes, no, and it hits her in the back of the head. You just see like a dunk, and like just a bunch of blood squirt out from her as she's being like drifted away up into the sky. Blood dripping after her. It like kind of streaks down his face and like gets in his hair.
I like to imagine he does the flip and like it's supposed to like really like dramatic, but he gets fucking beamed in the back of the head, so he like hits the dirt and like the web's attached to his ankle and just like whoop, he like gets pulled up by his ankle.
Basically. You see that everybody cheers as Ganymede says, "You have succeeded. Congratulations." You see Arachne does like a flip and lands into the ring with you all. The crowd is cheering. You see he just says like he like is encouraging you to take a bow for the crowd. He says, "Wonderful, truly, what amazing showmanship, naturals. All of you were born for the stage. Take a bow, you've earned it." You see Kaz just, he stands absolutely stock still. Like that emoji of the person like standing, that's him.
I think Ailstain looks up at the Sphinx and he just like really quickly is like, damn, I thought Sphinxes were supposed to be riddle masters. What the fuck was that? And he like kind of like squints at him and is just like, get better at your job. And then he saunters up to fucking Arachne.
Let me put him on the field. You see that before you walk away, Ganymede leans down to you. Her head probably like 4 times the size of your body. And her absolutely massive glowing purple eyes illuminate you like spotlights as her face like gets closer to you. Her sharp teeth visible. Her teeth the size of your body, bigger. And you see she says, "I do not write these riddles. We only speak them." And then she like kind of shakes herself off, and you see the 2 sphinxes turn. The show kind of over now. They turn and sort of circle.
I don't know. A bad workman blames his tools is all I'm saying. Okay.
Perfect. All right. Let me put Arachne down on the field so you can see him.
I think he saunters up to Arachne and he says, "Well, now hold on, Arachne. What's the big rush here? The people want an encore, right?" And he looks at the crowd and he like raises his hands up in the air like, "Right, we want an encore."
Give me a persuasion check or a performance check.
Sorry, which one?
Performance.
Ooh. Wait, I'm on causes sheet. I was like, wait, why is my performance 0? Wait, 21.
Shit, yeah. Yeah, people start cheering, and are like, "Yeah, I want an encore, yeah, fuck yeah." And you see
says,
Arachne kind of tilts his head at you, and he says, "Well, this is my show, but what do you have in mind?"
Well, you get to ask us riddles. Why can't I ask you a riddle, Arachne?
You see that he kind of is like, "Well, I facilitate the riddles. I don't answer them. I'm the
So you're not
showmaster.
very
I don't
smart,
participate."
huh? And he turns to the crowd again and he goes, "This guy's kind of dumb, huh?"
You see that he says, you see that he has 4 arms. You see that he flexes, and like he's got some muscle, but not really enough to like brag about.
Ailstein flexes back.
But like you see that he's like, well, I'm a muscle. And he's like basically like, I don't need brains. Like I'm built like a brick house. Not that we have those here, but like I'm strong as fuck. So like I don't need to answer a riddle. Like I facilitate them.
Ailstein rolls up his sleeve and flexes bigger, and he's just like, weird, cause I got both. How's that work, pal? You can't have both?
Oh, interesting coming from someone with 0 intelligence, but yeah.
He answered all the riddles.
That's true. He did answer all the riddles. And you see that he kind of like puts his, you see he puts 2 of his arms down and 2 of them are still like flexing. And he says, and why, pray tell, would I answer your riddles? Are you going to give me a prize?
Oh no, it's just fair, isn't it?
He says,
we put our lives on the line for the show. And you know, I'm not even asking you to put your life on the line. I'm just asking for a little treat for the people.
You see, he says, well, it's not as if you don't win something in return. You do, of course, get a prize.
Oh yeah? What's that?
You see that he tosses a belt out. You see it is a belt that appears to be made of spider silk. You're not certain
I don't want that.
what it does, but
I don't want that.
he says, this is your prize. Take it. You've earned it. And you see that after he sort of tosses it out, descending from a web, we see Bella Belzon. You see that she doesn't completely descend. She's sort of hanging in the air on a web. She turns to Neve and says, well, that was a marvelous performance, truly. Worthy of something for a talented woman such as yourself. And you see that she tosses a sickle on the ground, silver in the shape of a crescent moon. She like tosses it at Neve's feet, and she says, for you, a gift. And you see Neve like, give me an insight check really quick.
Oh, not very good. I have a lot of pluses to insight, but I also rolled a 7. 12.
Okay. On a 12, I think that you know Neve enough at this point to see, like, to know a little bit of her demeanors. And you see that she seems to recognize the weapon. And, like, you see her look up at Bella, too cowardly to face her. And she says, you would discard this? And Bella says, I have no need of it. Take it. You've coveted it for long enough. It's yours. You deserve it. You've earned it. And you just see Neve, like, clench her fist and, like, her jaw really tightly as she, like, stares at this weapon on the ground, but she doesn't say anything else. And you see Bella, you see Arachne sort of like, he says, now, Bella, enough antagonizing. They've won, after all. And you see Bella says, of course, my apologies, Lord Arachne. She does a pirouette in the air and then quickly descends back into the sky. You see Arachne turns to you and he says, well, if the belt is not enough, I suppose I may entertain your riddle, if it's interesting. What did you have in mind?
I'm only asking you one, and if you get it, then you win.
What do I win?
Nothing. You win that we did your little fucking show.
Well, you've already done my show, and if I don't get anything out of it, I just don't see the
You
point.
win putting on a good show for the people, right? Right? Come on! You all want to see one more riddle!
They cheer. And so people are like, yeah! You see Arachne kind of, he gives you a very, a smile that is like a grimace. And he's like, fine. And what riddle have you cooked up for me, boy?
Oh, but, one little caveat. If
You
you
see
can't
he
get it.
rolls his eyes.
If you can't get it, you're a close pal of Heckna's, right?
Well, you see he gestures around and he says, he has given me all that I am and all that I have, so yes, close.
Exactly. So how about you give the people what they really want if you lose? You tell everyone here a secret that no one here knows about him.
You see that he says, well, I'm sure I don't know one.
Boo! You're his best pal and you don't know nothing about him that everyone else already knows?
You see that he says, Heckna's very open about who he is and what he believes, and, well, he doesn't hide from the people that cherish him. Why would he?
Hey, I don't hide nothing, and yet I guarantee my friends know more about me. Are you not Heckna's good friend?
You see that he smiles at you and he says, I may entertain answering your riddle, child. But unfortunately, I know nothing of Heckna's secrets. He trusts me.
Oh!
He trusts me to put on a good show, not to keep his darkest desires. I'm afraid you've asked the wrong person. Would you still want to ask your riddle? Make you feel better.
He boos louder. He raises his hands again to the audience.
Give me a persuasion check.
Really? A 21 performance couldn't do it?
Well, the performance was good to inspire them to want an encore, but to boo Arachne openly.
Nat 20!
Oh god.
Nat fucking 20!
All right. All right. Somehow you are more charismatic in this moment than Arachne. And I think some people forget themselves and where they are and the danger that they are possibly in this place. And they all begin to boo. And you see...
Go!
You see Arachne is like, very well. Fine. I'm sure I can come up with something to please you. Ask your riddle.
Gotta make it good. These people are already pissed at you.
You see that he raises all four of his arms and he says, now, good people, you shall get your encore. Speak, boy. Ask me your riddle and be gone from my sight.
All right. He gets up close to him and he says, though you certainly own me, others use me more.
Is that it?
Yep, that's it, pal.
Now here's the problem.
What?
I'm not very good at riddles. And I have a few answers in my head, but I don't know. I don't know what it could be. Because that's not a lot of information to go
He tried
on.
to hit the riddle master with riddles, dude.
That's not a lot to go on.
Yeah. Got to think really careful about what you do know.
Though you certainly own me, others use me more.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to be completely transparent and say that the very first thing that popped into my mind was his penis, but I don't know if that's
No.
I don't know if that's
No one's using his penis, dude.
That was just
This
the first
dude's
thing that
a
popped in my head.
virgin.
That was just the first thing that popped in my head. But otherwise,
This
I'm
dude is an
like,
incel for sure.
though you may own me, others use me more. Is it so the other things that I'm considering are if it's not his penis, it could be like either his wit or his charisma, or like others use me more. His like, I don't know. Like what? Like, do you mean like a physical object? This is why I ask the riddles and I don't answer them, because I'm not good at coming up with shit.
It
This
sounds
is-
like Arachne's gonna lose. Let's fucking go. We're
This is
getting a
what's-
fucking secret.
This is what's tough about playing a character who's smarter than yourself, because I can't be smarter than myself. Unfortunately, I don't possess that talent.
I mean, we just concluded that Arachne is dumb as bricks. So if
True.
anything, you're smarter
That's
than him.
fair. He is. Yeah, he's all muscle. To be fair, he is all muscle, and really, he's muscle and charisma, and there's not a lot going on in the intellect department.
Mm-hmm. He's got a -3 for sure.
Though you
Barely literate.
can you say the riddle again?
Though you certainly own me, others use me more. What am I?
Though you certainly own me, others use me more. And that's like specific to Arachne?
That's all Elstane said.
I just the thing with riddles is like there's supposed to be one answer, and I feel like that could be a lot of things. Like that's kind of vague.
I mean,
makes it
if
harder.
he wants to call me out.
You certainly, I don't know. Like I don't. Though you certainly own me.
This is an old one. This was from like that I heard like a long time ago, and it stuck with me.
It's not even one that you made up. It's like unknown. Like
Oh well, yeah. Like I just used one of the ones I know.
that's so funny. The thing about me also is like I'm not good at like when people use phrases in conversation, a lot of the time I will either take it too literally or like not understand the point of what they're trying to say. I have that, like, I don't know, like that doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So riddles are hard for me because I'm like, I think I don't get them right because I think too literally about them. And I though you certainly own me.
I think this whole time Arachne is like sweating bullets, and Ailstane is like right in front of him, like staring him down. And he's like, "Tick tock, people are waiting."
Others use me more. Well, what would others use more? I think that he is kind of like he's got all four of his arms crossed and one of them kind of like stroking his chin a little bit. And you see Ganymede and Abimead kind of off in the distance, like they already, like they've heard this riddle, they know it, and I think that they're kind of like, you see them like they're sitting very prim like cats do, and their paws are like right next to each other, like very like, and you see that they're both just kind of like, they seem slightly amused that Arachne doesn't know the answer. And you see Arachne kind of like start tapping his foot, and like the stage lights shining down. You see like some sweat, and you see like, actually let me zoom you in a little bit more. Oh god.
Ah. Ah. The world is shaking.
And you see that he kind of like, after a few seconds, he's like, all right, I give up. You win. What is the answer?
Ailstain, with a fucking shit-eating smirk, leans in close and says, your name.
First of all, that's stupid. I just want to put this out there. That's dumb. Second of all,
everyone's got a name, but everyone else uses it more than you do.
Yeah, that's true. Unless you talk about yourself in the third person. You see,
and he to showboat a little bit, I think Ailstain points up at the sphinxes and he's like, I don't know, am I right about that?
You see that Abimead smiles a very big toothy grin, and you just hear, correct. And you see Arachne roll his eyes, and he goes, wow, maybe we'll have to add that one to the show. Very good, very good. Round of applause. The audience all cheers for you. And he goes, well, if you're this good at asking riddles, perhaps I'll have to make you a permanent addition to the Mentalist show. And he motions to the sphinxes and he says, what do you say? And you see both of them are just like glaring at him. And he goes, I kid. I could never take this show away from them, even if I wanted to. All right. Well.
Ailstain raises his arms one more time and he says, that means we got a secret, folks, about our favorite guy.
You see Arachne like sweat a little bit as he attempts to think of something that could be
Ailstain
considered
says, make sure no one here knows it or they're gonna be a little disappointed.
See, here's the other problem. I don't know, like, what a suitable answer to this would be. Like,
oh no, I've put you on the spot. I'm sorry.
I
just wanted to fuck with Arachne, honestly. I wasn't trying to fuck with you.
I know. Like, I'm trying, like, I'm sure that there is something that I could say, but I'm like, I don't know that there's something that Arachne could say in a crowd of people.
Maybe he can't. And then everyone's gonna hate his show.
Okay. He says, oh, this sucks and I'm sorry, but he says, oh, a secret that nobody knows about Hecna. Well, for those who may not know Hecna as well, perhaps not as personally as I, one of his lieutenants and closest of friends, something interesting and perhaps something most of you can relate to. Hecna, still a child at heart, still keeps all of his many keepsakes of his childhood, traveling the multiverse before the Revelia was as large as it was, those mementos deeply personal to his heart. as Hecna is a very sentimental man. And there you are, a secret. The
Wait,
crowd.
I don't understand what was said.
He just said that like
So
Hecna is like,
he like keeps all the mementos from his childhood in different planes of exist. What?
No. Before the Revelia was as big as it is, the carnival that this used to be traveled the multiverse, and Hecna like gathered mementos and keepsakes from that time and like from all over, and he like keeps them because he's like deeply sentimental about them.
So they're here somewhere.
Possibly. And you see he says and you see as he says, because Hecna is deeply sentimental, the crowd cheers and is like, yeah, we love Hecna, I'm sentimental too, I slept with a teddy bear.
Oh my god.
And you see that Arachne bows, and then the red, he goes, and that's our show, and the red curtains ascend, and the audience is swiftly like cut off from the stage, and you see Arachne motions to the exit and sort of is like escorting you out of the tent.
Oh, you want to get rid of us now? What? Oh, the hard feelings about losing the riddle?
He says, oh no, it's just we've got to prepare for the next show, and unless you'd like to stay and participate in that one as well, you'd best get going. Here, take your prize. You see Neve picks up the sickle that was given to her, and as you see, like, she's been very quiet and just kind of like holding it and looking at it. And you see Kaz picks up the spiderweb belt with like 2 fingers and is like, okay.
Elstane like rolls down, like he like does that thing where you pull your arm into your sleeve and like uses the sleeve to like pick up the like belt with like just 2 fingers and like slowly drops it into his bag of holding.
Okay.
And then like wipes off his sleeve.
Great. You see Kaz, like wipes his hand on his sleeve where he touched it. And you see Arachne kind of chuckles. And he says, well, fantastic. You are all natural showmanship people. What a fight. What a thinker you are. Come back when we put on the next show. We can even discuss your futures in my coven. And hey, if you don't want that belt, I'll find a use for it. Not for me, naturally. I'm absolutely jacked. Built like a brick house, yeah. Anyway,
Quick,
I'm ripped.
I want an investigation check. How strong is he?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
13.
Let me quickly pull something up.
You're like, he has a -12. He has negative skill in strength.
I mean, he's decently strong. He's not like the strongest guy you've ever seen, but like, you know, he's got some muscles.
Is he like stronger than Ailstane?
Yes. Well, oh wait, no. Yeah. Yeah, he
Just
looks,
barely.
He looks a bit stronger than Ailstane, yeah.
He's like those
In
dudes
terms
at the
of, like,
gym who do
muscle
ego
definition.
lifts.
Yeah.
He's like those, yeah, he's the dudes at the gym who do like ego lifts, and it's like they're not really all that much stronger, but they like only ever do ego lifting to get like a bigger pump.
Yeah, he does that thing where I can't remember what it's called, where he wears a big baggy shirt to the gym first. He does a couple pumps to make his muscles.
Cover.
Yeah, he wears a pump cover, and then he does
Yeah.
a few pumps, and then he takes it off so that his muscles look really big, and all the other boys look at him and go, "Ooh, whoa, that dude's fucking ripped." Yeah, he for
So
sure.
he's gay, is what you're saying.
He for sure
Okay.
owns a pump cover, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he has escorted you out, and he's is
Wha-
more or less invited you to come back to participate in the next show, whenever that takes place.
I think Ailstain gives Neve like a glance to see if she wants to bring up the other members of her coven here.
You see that she catches your eye, and she kind of like puts the weapon away, looks up at Arachne, sort of like her eyes. She's always been kind of a, how would you describe Neve? She's very determined, I think. In this moment, you just see like, yeah, just like steel will and determination in her gaze. And she says, "Are you housing any of my other sisters in your coven, or just her?" And you see Arachne turns to her and he says, "Oh, why? Are you interested in joining them as well? We always have room for a beautiful young lady such as yourself." And he winks at her. And she is like, you see, she does that thing where like, it's like a cat before it's about to throw up, like her spine, like,
Yeah. I think Ailstain says, "Buddy, holy shit, you need an ass whooping. My God."
You see, he says, "Oh, come now, I'm just joking. Well, if there's anyone specifically, I could perhaps tell you if they are in my coven, or you could come see for yourself. I'd love to give you a tour." And she says, "Any other followers of Nyx?" And you see he sort of like, he starts tapping his foot and thinking. He says, "Followers of Nyx? Well, Bella, of course. She's sort of the main one. I don't really keep track of who they worshipped before they came to the Revelia. Who you were before does not matter to me at all. It's who you are now, who you will become, your potential. Sorry, I can't really help you." And you see she's like, "You don't know who's in your own coven?" And you see that he gives her a very, like, venomous smile. And he says, "As I said, if you would like a tour, if you're interested in joining my coven, perhaps we can discuss more. But until then, I have another show to prepare for. Ta-ta!"
He says, No. It's as he says. He's dumb as bricks, remember?
You see he says ta-ta, and a bunch of sparkles appear, and he, like, a spider web shoots out from the curtain, and he gets like sucked backwards, like up into the air, and he's gone. And all of you are left standing outside of the big top.
I think as he makes his way out of the big top, he looks up at the Sphinxes and he like gives them like a damn fallen from grace look, and he's just like, "Damn, y'all serve that guy? Ew. Do better." And he heads out.
Here we go. They do not respond. They don't deign to stoop so low as to engage in.
Stoop so low. So they deign to stoop low enough to work with fucking Arachne, but someone calls them out on it, and they're like, "Oh, I'm above this."
Hey, Sphinxes are kind of full of themselves.
Yeah, full of themselves, even though they clearly have no self-respect.
You see that after you exit the tent, you have your new belt of spider webs, and Neve has a new sickle. You see Ambrose kind of is like peeking into your bag a little bit, and he says, do you want me to? I can probably tell you what that is if you need me to."
All right, but like, just keep in mind the biggest creep on the planet just like produced it, so like try not to like touch it, it might be like sticky or something.
You see he nods. He will have to use his last first level spell slot to cast Identify on it.
He says, no, let's do that when we're resting or something.
Okay.
Because you have to do it over like an hour or something, right? I'm pretty sure.
Identify. It only costs it's 1 minute to cast.
Oh, 1 minute. Okay, yeah, so you just can't do it in combat, but I don't
Yeah.
know. It just makes sense to do it when we're resting and we know for sure we don't need the spell slot.
Yeah. But yes, you see that Neve says, he kind of offers the same to her, like, oh, I can tell you what that is. And you see she says, there's no need. I know this weapon. I do not need you to tell me what it does. And in fact, I will add it to her inventory as well.
It's the girlfriend sickle. Oh, wait, it says ex-girlfriend sickle.
Oh, rip. She does not immediately offer information about it if you do not ask.
He says, you want to talk about it, or is this too personal?
You see that she kind of holds it in her hand a moment. And she says, Bella and I grew up together, in Wildgrave. We were both acolytes of Nyx. Myself, a druid, you know, more nature inclined, and her more, sort of naturally gifted in the ways of the Moonweaver. But this moon sickle was an important religious artifact that was gifted to her favored, her chosen. It was gifted to the one who would depart on the pilgrimage to tend to her shrines. And 10 years ago, that was Bella. The two of us had always wanted it, had always vied for the position of, you know, of the priestess who would be chosen to go and tend her shrines. But when Bella was chosen and I was not, I was jealous, but I was also happy for her because I knew it is what she wanted more than anything. So to see her discard it so wantonly and throw it in my face as if it did not mean anything is upsetting, to say the least.
Feels like she threw away her past.
An artifact most holy to my goddess, our goddess, whom she has also discarded, apparently. And seems she has discarded me too.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I'm sorry. I'm not very good at this.
What are you apologizing for?
Well, I wanted to
If
go.
anything, I should be apologizing to you guys. You guys are the ones getting your asses beat while I got to play 20 questions with two big fucking sphinxes.
You see Kaz kind of like rolls his shoulder a little bit, and he's like, yeah, those were spiders weren't fucking around. And you see Ambrose kind of like brushes some of the blood off his face. His like the like blonde part of his hair is kind of like soaked in
Ambrose
red.
isn't bloodied at all.
No, Ambrose is fine. Kaz and Neve stood in front of Ambrose.
Blood.
Yeah, he's like kind of brushing it off of him. Kaz and Neve stood in front of Ambrose and took all the hits. You see, Ambrose says, perhaps we should find somewhere to rest. I'm feeling a bit weary and depleted myself, but unless you have somewhere else you need to be, I recommend perhaps taking a rest.
Sure. I hate this fucking place. Let's get out of here.
As you depart the big top, the red tent and the tall spires illuminated against the dark of night, Neve very quietly just, I hate this place as well. Where do you return to take your rest? Do you go to the Shattered Station or to the hostel?
I think to lighten the mood for everyone as they're walking out, he's like, all right, since you guys all hate it too, you can help burn it to the ground. I know I said I was going to burn this whole place to the ground, but it's okay. We can divvy up the portions of which we want to burn to the ground. I think we should give the big top to Neve. What do you guys think?
You see Ambrose and Cause, they're just like nodding. And you see Neve just kind of shakes her head and is like, you are silly. Let us return. I am tired.
Let's head back to the dilapidated train station, I guess.
Okay. You return to the Shattered Station, where all of your friends await.
Who needs that shitty hostel? I'm gonna leave a bad review.
Oh, fucking! Oh, poor Ramona. Rip. All right, you return to the Shattered Station.
How do I leave a bad review about the
big top? There's a lot of poster boards around with reviews on them, like bulletin boards. So you could go up to one and try to leave a bad review.
Yeah, I want to leave a bad review saying that the Mentalist show, though it claimed to be a a thinker of a show, it had riddles for children.
Valid. You post that up there, and you leave knowing maybe no one will read it, or maybe everyone will read it. Who knows?
Yeah.
You return to the Shattered Station.
All I know is Ramona was panicking about a bad review, so I'm like, oh, well, we have to weaponize these then.
True. Although you do think that Ramona just has really bad anxiety, so who knows how actually important that is, but we'll see. You turn to the Shattered Station. You see, at this, again, there is no time here. The sun, the moon has actually shifted to a waxing crescent. It seems kind of like a sort of chill time, like Hecna's attentions are elsewhere, or perhaps he is resting.
I just want to say, yes, it's because she's short, Johnny. No.
Oh, okay.
Also, I'm not bullying Ramona, to be clear. I'm bullying the big top.
Yeah.
That's what we're bullying, not Ramona.
No. You see that during this time, most of the cadre are asleep. You see Giggles and Rough Tumbles are like curled up on the couch next to each other, like both of them, like their mouths open and snoring. And Watt and Piper are awake and looking over some of the notes that DC left on the schematics. When you enter, you see Boot and Haggis and Peaches are all kind of like, they've made their own little camp. You see Peaches is like asleep in his chair. You see Haggis is like using Peach's legs as a pillow and is kind of like asleep on him. And Boot is like laying on the ground in front of the fire. All of them seem to be asleep. You see Watt kind of gives you a nod as you walk in and motions to some empty bedrolls. Should you like to rest?
I think Ailstain, having grown up as a blood hunter, probably feels like more comfortable like taking watch and like sleeping against a tree or something.
Okay. You see that Watt says, the marionettes watch the forest. There is no need for you to watch as well. They will alert us if anything is to happen.
Says, it never hurts to have a second pair of eyes.
He nods. Do you wake anyone else up to take watch, or do you stand watch until you can no longer and must rest?
I see if any of them want to join him outside, but he doesn't like push them to.
I think Neve joins you outside.
Okay. They can take turns leaned up against the tree.
Mm-hmm. You see that she kind of leans up against the tree. The shade of the trees kind of covering the two of you. And you see her hold the sickle up to the moon, this false moon. It is a silver sickle with like a black onyx handle and like moonstone on the hilt. It's very beautiful. It sort of like shimmers in the moonlight. And you see she like holds it up to the moon's light and just sort of is like lost in thought as she looks at it.
I think while she's staring at it, he says, you know, just because it didn't mean nothing to her, don't mean it didn't mean nothing.
You see that she sort of like, it's like a weariness comes over her suddenly, and she like is like holding it up, and then after a minute it's like suddenly she just doesn't have the strength in her arm to hold it up anymore and like lets it fall. And she says, there are many things that I hold dear. And this is not the first time one of those things has scorned me. And I assume it will not be the last. I am hurting, but I am not broken. She does not get the satisfaction to be the thing that breaks me. I will recover.
Pushing past it with spite. I like it.
You see that she kind of, like leaning up against the tree, she kind of like looks at you out of the corner of her eye. And she says, do you have one that you hold dear?
I mean, you seen him. I got a lot of people I hold dear.
Yes. But is there one above the others? Is there one you keep in your heart of hearts?
You're asking if I'm in a relationship.
You
You're
see-
asking if I'm single.
You see that she tilts her head at the notion. And she says, if that is how you wish to perceive what I have said, then sure. But being in a relationship with someone is not the same as holding them dearest. You need not love someone romantically to hold them in the highest esteem.
Yeah, I suppose so. I just don't know that I would use that wording, but I suppose I got someone like that.
Are they far from here?
You know, like a day ago, I feel like I would have known the answer to that question, but now I'm not so sure.
You see, she kind of furrows her brow. And she says, funnily enough, me too. I did not expect to find Bella here. Seems this place holds more mysteries than I anticipated.
And he lights a cigarette, and he like offers her one. He's like, "Do you partake?" I don't.
You see, she kind of waves her hand away, and she says,
Good. It's a nasty habit.
You see, she smiles and she says, "I've inhaled enough smoke and incense to last me a lifetime. I need not fill my lungs with tobacco as well."
He says, what I was saying before, I don't think the person someone becomes invalidates what they once were. You weren't a fool or nothing for loving her.
I do not regret the time we shared. I am only sad that that time is over. Though I don't believe I want that time with the person she has become.
Yeah. There's a chance that some other fucking person's wearing the skin of the person I care about too.
You see that she nods and she says, "It seems we all have shadows to face. But I am glad we do not have to face them alone." And she turns to you under the shade of the tree. Her silver eyes sort of alight in the darkness, and she says, "Your company was unexpected, but I am grateful to you. And I hope that you know, whatever is still to come, I will stand by your side."
Well, you know, every 1 out of 10 times someone's gonna enjoy my company. And he smirks at her.
You see, she says, "Well, with your charm and wit, it is not so difficult."
Damn, all right. What the fuck? Isn't he flirting with him?
I think that she's just paying you a nice compliment.
And he says, Nah, jokes aside, I appreciate your company too, Neef.
It has been
Sorry I was so, scrutinizing of you at first. We got to be that way in our line of work.
You see that she nods and she says, it is all right. I am used to such scrutiny. Followers of Nyx are often, not looked upon in a good light, shall I say.
Also, Johnny Starlight, typical man thinking a woman giving him a compliment is flirting. To be fair, I've said that every time someone has given Ailstain a compliment.
True.
That was like the first thing he said to Ambrose. He's like, stop hitting on me.
No, to be fair, Ambrose was flirting with you. But that's just
that's
because
also the first thing he said to the shopkeeper. He was like, quit flirting with me, you old man.
that's true. He does. Ambrose just likes to flirt, though.
Ailstain's not used to people he barely knows being nice to him, so he's just like, what the fuck? You trying to flirt with me? Cut it out.
Yeah. I think that she kind of just sits with you in a companionable silence until it is time to rest.
We take turns.
You wake up Kaz to take watch, and you see he's like curled up, and you try to wake him up, and he opens his eye, and you just see the most hateful, disdain-filled look that anyone could ever give you.
I just meant him and Neve, but all right.
Oh, well, I mean, like, I was gonna say,
in the morning.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, there is no morning, but after.
Well, in the 8 hours.
Yeah. But all of you take a long rest. I'll go ahead and facilitate that on their list. Not their list. Their fucking. What the fuck are they called? Sheets. They're sheets.
Character sheets?
Yep.
Their list.
Their list.
Their list of stats
Yeah.
and figures and abilities and.
Yeah.
Wish there was a name for this.
This is what. That's all D&D is just a big spreadsheet.
We're playing spreadsheet simulator.
We're playing spreadsheets and calculators.
All right.
Anyway, all of you have a long rest, recover your spell slots and your hit points. During that time, Ambrose cast Identify on the belt. And you see, he says, you wake up in the morning. He says, this is a peculiar thing. An interesting thing to win at a carnival, but also not surprising in that it is cursed. So.
All right. That makes sense.
He says, so this is called a belt of spider strength. When you put it on, you will grow 4 additional arms. Your strength will become 23. And when you use your action to make an attack, you actually get an extra attack using your additional arms as a part of your action. In addition,
all right, what's the curse?
In addition to any extra attacks you may already have. The extra attack with your additional arms must use a simple melee weapon, and you do not add your proficiency bonus to the attack. So he relays that to you, and then he says, and the curse is your arms aren't entirely under your conscious control, and
there it is.
Apparently at inconvenient moments they will attempt to steal things, make rude or inappropriate gestures, or even sometimes attack nearby creatures. So
all right, so we're pawning this, right?
You see, Kaz says, yeah, I mean, that first part was kind of all right, shit, good strength, more, ability to attack stuff. But then The curse
Sometimes
isn't
your
really
arms just do
worth
whatever
it.
the fuck they want to do.
Yeah, that doesn't sound. He says that doesn't sound worth it, actually. I mean, I guess we could keep it around just in case, but I'm not putting it on.
Ailstain picks it back up with like a fucking rag again, like just like grabs like a nearby rag and like picks it up and like, is there like a smaller bag we can put it in like before he puts it in his bag of holding to like keep it separate from everything else?
Sure, you put it in like a small leather pouch inside your small leather pouch.
He says, "Oh, it's sweaty. God damn it. Arachne is the type of dude who doesn't wipe down the fucking machines when he's done at the gym."
Damn, that's so true. He's just a yucky. Like, he's beautiful, and then he turns into a spider, and he's hideous, and he's also like the worst kind of gym bro.
Listen, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I refuse to behold that he's beautiful. I think he's the type of dude. Listen, I think bad personality makes you uglier, and I think that dude's the ugliest person on the planet. Dude, he's the type of guy. You go to the shoulder press machine or something, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna fucking get some presses in, and then you look at the seat, and there's like a perfect outline of his butt cheeks on the seat from the sweat he didn't wipe off, and maybe also a outline of his balls on the machine.
Yeah.
That dude is grody.
Absolutely. Such a yucky man. Gross, 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 gross.
By the way, based on a real story, I have seen that before.
Okay.
Disgusting.
All of you gather yourselves for your next foray into the Revelia. You see Watt now awake, or everyone else is awake now as well as Watt. Who seems to have gotten some rest over the 8 hours as well. You see that he says, we're still looking over the schematics, but they're mighty useful. DC's been able to decode, or translate a lot of this for us. And good thing, too, because there were certainly some intricacies to this thing that we were unaware of. So we're glad that it's been retrieved. We're still working on it. We're still gonna need some time. So anything you still need to do, you've got time.
He says, I think we gotta look for Stella.
You see that he nods, and he says,
by the way, that key went to a very wait, what was I forgot what the fuck was behind the curtain. I remember there was something behind the curtain that we found. Fuck, hang on, let me check.
That was the schematics.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes, we found the schematics.
Framed,
that's right.
Yeah.
It's like, did we tell you that room was like a mini carnival? Did we tell you that? I feel like we told you that.
Yeah,
right?
you probably did. And he's like, yeah, listen, the fun house, I can't imagine all of the rooms and the horror that place holds. It must be insane in there. From the couple of rooms that I know about and the ones you've told me, I can't imagine what traversing that place is going to be like. He says, if you ever have to investigate it fully, I pity you.
Yeah, the biggest ticket items I still have marked in my notes is we still got to figure out what's going on with Iris and Daisy. And then we got to find the stick.
Yes.
Which apparently Stella might know where. I mean, she didn't seem to know.
Well,
so
yeah, the last time you saw her, she said she was going to continue the search while you went and did other stuff. So yeah, if you want to go.
Well, we also got to find her because I feel like we got to ask her about Rough Tumbles and Giggles because like we got to be able to do something about this.
So you have her notes. If you can get the ingredients, you will be able to make the remedy that she already has. So you should be able to, if you craft that, heal Giggles and Rough Tumbles. If you're trying to heal DC, who is currently past the point of her current remedy's help, then you would somehow need to concoct something else for that.
Okay.
But
How do we get the materials?
if you want to, they seem to be a lot of like herbs. And you're in the forest. So if you want to maybe take like a walk through the forest and give me like a nature check to try to find what you're looking for.
Sure. I have terrible nature ability.
Neve,
Let's see if Neve could help me.
Neve will guide you through the forest. She's got proficiency.
I'm a city boy. I don't know nothing about plants, even though I mix them.
She's got proficiency.
Listen, I don't ask where they come from. I just mix them in the vial.
True. All right. Oh yes, and I have equipped her moon sickle as well, so she should have that in her as well. Yeah, if you
in her
or with
she
her,
stuck it in her chest.
So I'll go ahead.
I miss my girlfriend so much. I'm replacing my heart with the sickle.
Are you?
I want to give her the help action
okay.
too.
Oh, that didn't help that much. I think that I shouldn't roll super well. But she's able to gather, like one of the ingredients. It's like kind of a flower. You spend like a little while searching in the forest. You're not. Stella did say that the resources were scarce. But she kind of lifts up a log and you find this like root growing. And she kind of carefully cuts it and stores it in her bag. And she says, well, this is a start, but we'll need the other ingredients if we want to make it. If we find Stella, perhaps she has that big wagon. Maybe she has some on her.
Ambrose, give us a nature check.
Ambrose goes, oh, okay, yeah, I can. Nature. I love nature. I know how to do so much nature.
Guys, help him. I don't know.
Oh, it's bad.
Oh.
Yeah. Anna. Ooh. Yeah. I'll say you're able to find one other ingredient.
How many ingredients are there?
There's 3.
Oh.
So you've got most of them. You're just kind of missing the rarest ingredient, like a flower that only blooms in like a specific area, and it's like also really hard to find.
And we don't know where that area is, I guess.
I mean, you on the nature checks you've made, you're unable to find it. But this is a big, weird forest full of, you know, horrors and scary shit, and you feel really anxious the further out into the forest you get. So it's kind of impeding your search a bit.
I see.
In your notes, give me an investigation check as you're looking over your notes from Stella.
Oh, 19.
On a 19, you notice in one of the corners of a page, it mentions Gertrude, and that there are perhaps either herbs around her grove, or like she might know where to get some.
Okay. Well, we gotta go get more candy.
Yeah. Where do you go? Do you head to Candy's Candy Emporium to get more snacks for Gertrude?
Yeah, let's see what this fucking dickhead's about.
Fantastic. You make your way back into the Jamboree, to the food court. You let's see here. You walk through the crowds, you make it to the food court, and you see the 3 food well, you see the potion shop, Felix's Elixirs, you see Bab's Meadery, and then you see the sort of square red and white striped building that says Candy's Candy Emporium and more. And you step inside, and the woman that greets you
Oh, I hate her.
you see that
She's got that effect going on. She's got that effect going on where it's like the when you put your phone on your forehead and the camera's pointed down at your face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got games on your phone?
You see that you walk in, and she very happily greets you. She says like, "Why,
Is that
hello."
a hand in the fountain?
She says, "Why, hello there, sugar. Is this your first time here? How can I help you?" You see that she's holding a tray of, like chocolate shaped, or like, it's like stuff covered in chocolate. And you see she's kind of like, "Try this, won't you, sugar? You'll like it, I promise."
Says, "Oh no, sorry, I'm vegan."
All right. Oh, is there something I can be doing for you? Is this your first time in the Emporium? I haven't seen you around before.
No, I've been here for years, actually. I think. I don't know. I lost track of time. Look, I'm here to pick up some treats from for a friend of mine.
Oh, okay.
Says you might know her, Gertrude.
Oh, Gertrude. Oh, that darling girl. I love her so much. Of course. Here. You see that she takes out a deep fried sugar covered pastries that are huge and unwieldy, and they're shaped like Gertrude.
Oh my god.
And she says, "That'll be 2 red tickets, sugar."
Are we able to carry those?
Yeah, you not in your bag. You'll have to hold them, but yeah.
All right. Says, do they come in, I don't know, smallest sizes?
No.
All right. Give her 2 tickets.
Thank you, sugar. Is there anything that you want to get for yourself? There's no such thing as too sweet. If your teeth aren't rotten out of your head, then I haven't done my job. And you look like you still got some pearly whites in there, sugar. Why don't we see what we can do about that?
He says, quit flirting with me. I gotta go.
She says, "Oh, but you're so cute. You sure you don't want anything from the chocolate fountain? Chocolate whoopsie, perhaps?"
I'm a minor. Stop flirting with me. I'm a minor.
She goes, "Oh."
Stop it.
Why did that happen? None of you saw that. Anyway.
Oh my god, J-Vic.
I don't know why that happens. I didn't do anything. Anyway, you see that she motions to the chocolate fountain, and you see that, she says, "You sure you don't want anything from the chocolate fountain? Their mistake is your fortune."
Stranger danger! Stranger danger!
You see that as you're yelling and screaming, the chocolate, there's some items for sale called chocolate whoopsies, and it appears to be just random shit that fell into the chocolate machine that she is then selling. So it's like just inedible shit that's covered in chocolate.
Yeah, we get out of here.
Okay, great.
I feel like I'm getting like I'm being poisoned just being in here.
Okay, fantastic. You depart, and she goes, "Well, bye, sugar. Do come see me again."
Stop flirting with me! I'm a minor!
You
She
depart.
likes children! She likes children! Creep!
God. You depart this place.
He doesn't like how personal she's being with him.
Yeah. Hey, that's just her countenance, you know? She's kind of a country gal.
Yeah, well, he doesn't like it.
you depart. You head into the forest back to Gertrude's Grove?
Yeah.
All right. You think of the exit and it appears behind you. The forest, ever misty beyond the gates. You enter the woods in search of Gertrude's Grove. Follow the familiar dirt path. Sort of a desire path has been carved as the few people who bring her treats come this way. And as you approach her grove, you hear her before you see her humming an old tune. And then you hear abruptly it stop. And then as you enter the grove, her sort of tree in the middle of the clearing, you see her exit, her ghostly form floating through the tree. She says,
Oh my God.
there sweets that I smell?
Yeah, I picture her doing the like cartoon thing where she's like sniffing through the air as it
Yeah.
carries her through the air.
Yeah, that's what she's doing. Oh, hello there again. Have you brought me some treats?
Yeah, I told you we would.
How kind of you. You treat me so well. Everyone forgets about this little old woman from time to time, but that is all right. Hand them over.
How big are they?
They're probably like a foot.
Oh, okay. I was like picturing that we're like carrying just like these massive like person-sized like chocolate bunny type things like that were
No.
shaped like her.
They're not. They're like deep fried. Think of like an elephant ear. Like it's a deep fried something covered in sugar. And
These
it's
Do we think that these are people?
no, it seems to be candy from what you can tell. Like it's some kind of like fried dough. Sorry.
Bless you.
But yes, you see that she floats up to you, her old but kind face smiling at you as she attempts to take the treats from you.
Yeah. I
And
got no reason not to hand them over.
you see she immediately shoves two in her mouth. And she says,
Oh my God.
"What can I do to help you?"
Yo, Granny, you gotta parse those out throughout the day. You're gonna get heart failure.
And she says, "Oh, what? I'm going to die? Not
I
again.
don't
Not again,
I don't
dear
know.
boy. It's very sweet of you to look out for me." She pinches your cheek. It's very sweet of you to look out for me, though. To what do I owe the pleasure?
She pinches his cheek. He's like, I hate this. Don't. Oh God.
You see,
He's like holding it in. He's like, he doesn't want to say it because he like needs her help, but like on the inside, he's like, just resist saying unhand me.
you see Neve is kind of like snickering.
I think he just hates when people touch him.
Yeah.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
He says, yeah, we were thinking on the way over here. You live out in the forest. Surely you know this place pretty well, right, Granny?
I would say so. I've been in this forest for centuries.
What's the name of the flower that we're looking for?
It's got a like medicinal, or it's written in its like plant name and not like it's like a common name. It's, I don't know, like.
Oh, wait, does it actually have a name, or are you making one up right
No, I don't. It doesn't have a name.
Should I make up a name?
Stella calls it a thorn blossom.
Thorn blossom. He says, You ever seen any thorn blossoms out here?
And you see, as she's like, oh yeah, yeah, there's a whole grove of them over, just kind of not too far from here. Here, I suppose I could take you there. I don't have anything else going on right now. You see that she begins to lead the way, eating the treats the entire way.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the way there, she's telling you a story, about her great granddaughter, twice removed on her brother's side, who is like got engaged to someone from a different, like feuding like family.
She's
And
doing that thing where like an older person like gets to hang out with a younger person, and they're like, "Now is my chance to tell them my life story."
yes, exactly. You don't
Got it.
actually glean anything about Gertrude from the story, and you're actually not really sure what the point of it is. But she is talking, the whole time.
Just runs on and on and on.
Yes. And as
I think he's just keeping her busy the whole time. Like, wow, you don't say. Really? On your mother's side?
No, my brother's side.
Oh, your brother's side. Okay.
Anyway, oh look.
I don't know what the difference is, but would that not also be on your mother's side anyway?
You see that after a few minutes of walking, she leads you into a small copse, a small gathering of trees. And you see she says, "Oh, anyway, the thorn blossom grows around here. It's got a very distinct color. You can't really miss it. It's got bright red thorns. If you want to give
Like
me
a giant evil plant out here that has red thorns. We're about to fight a giant evil plant.
go ahead and give me a nature check with advantage.
Okay. So I do have advantage, which is nice, but I am still rolling with a +0, so just a flat 14.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's fine. Yeah. You find it.
Okay.
You find like two that are growing right next to each other.
Oh.
And you see she says, "Oh, that's rare. Very nice. Very good." Well, and you see Neve begins to like gather them in the correct way that isn't like damaging to them. And you see Gertrude continues her story as Neve is like gathering the plant.
I do my best to recount parts of her story, like, you know, active listening. Like I'm like trying to be like, oh, and that was your brother's friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like trying to like make like act like I'm paying attention.
Give me a performance check.
Okay. 30-20.
Yeah, she is like so wrapped in like she seems genuinely happy that people are like that someone is like actively interested in what she's saying, and like it seems like not a lot of people actually spend a lot of time with her. Like she's been dead in this forest for a long time, and like the only thing that seems to bring her happiness anymore is like sweet treats, and like she just hasn't had like a genuine nice conversation with someone in a really long time. Neve gathers the plants.
He waits for like a break in her story and he says, "You ever go flower picking?"
And she says, "Here?"
Just anywhere out here. I mean, you live in the forest.
You see, she says, "Well, I pick some of the flowers along the path to decorate my grove with, but I don't make a habit of traveling too far into the woods. Bad things out here, you know."
Bad things? Like what?
Oh, I died in these woods.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's all right. It was millennia ago. There's all manner of terrible things in this place, but yeah, it's not too bad. Get to eat sweet treats, decorate my little grove. It's a sort of peaceful existence, you know, as peaceful as it can be.
Yeah, I actually died once too.
Oh, and how did that go? Are you possessing your body, or did you come back to life?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just didn't take.
Weird. I wish that had
I might
happened
be
to me.
immune.
Just kidding. I like being a ghost. I can float.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I can't do that.
How did you die?
I don't know. I happened when I was a little young.
Oh, terrible. Terrible. Children losing their lives. Sad. I had a daughter once. She died. Also, young.
Oh no.
It's all right. It was
What was her name?
Her name was Jennifer.
Jennifer?
Long, long time ago. You see that she kind of like starts to get lost in like a distant memory.
What was she like?
Well, she was quite young, but she always laughed at the sunflowers that grew on the sill. Too tall to grow in such a small place, but she liked when they faced the sun. It's been a long time since I've seen it. No sun in this place. She kind of smiles with her mouth closed at you. Her old, kind of wrinkled face, like, you know, kind of kind old granny smile.
Do you wish you could leave this place?
Well, to be honest, I never thought of it. It's not possible to leave, so I don't know. I hadn't considered it.
I don't know. I was just asking because, like, maybe you want to see sunflowers again.
You see, she kind of says, well, I assume if I were to ever leave this place, well, I don't know where I would go. But perhaps I would see Genevieve again.
Yeah, where do you think she went?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really know. You see Kaz kind of quietly says, there is peace in the beyond, if that brings you any solace. You see that she kind of turns to look at him, and she says, oh, do you know? Have you died too? And you see that he kind of shrugs, and he says, in a way, but, they say the realm of the goddess of death was a kind place, one of rest and rebirth. And you see that she kind of tilts her head and she says, well, I suppose that doesn't sound like a bad place to be.
Says, yeah, we know a thing or two about dying. We're doing it all the time. Seems like everyone in this fucking party dies a lot.
None of you have died. Well, since you've been together.
Yeah. He says, yeah, I mean, might be sunflowers there too. Bet she'd like that.
You see that she just kind of like nods absentmindedly. The sweets in her bag forgotten.
Oh my god. We got Granny to not want sweets. That's crazy.
You make it back to her grove. And you see she kind of like floats and like puts a hand on the tree. And she says, "Do you know why this is my grove?"
Says, I just assumed you built your house here and called it your own.
Well, that is a bit of what happened, but well, and you see that she moves aside some branches so that you can see into the hollow of the tree. And as you peer inside, you see a small unmarked grave.
Aww.
Centuries old and forgotten. There is no name.
Is that you?
She nods. She says, Candy was kind enough to retrieve my remains and lay me to rest here. She is my oldest friend in this place. Very kind of her.
I see.
Anyways,
Well,
you best be going now. You've
just so you know, if you want to leave this place, just let me know, okay?
You see she nods. And she says, "And if you ever want to come for tea, you are always welcome."
I might take you up on that, Granny.
Very well. I shall prepare a pot for when you return. Ta-ta! And she disappears, humming into her little treehouse.
Damn, she just wanted people to spend time with. She was so ready to go flower picking with us.
Yeah. As you leave her grove and begin walking back to the Revelia, you see Neve just kind of looks really sad. And kind of just makes a comment on like, it is sad how even after death we are forgotten. And sometimes before. Anyways.
Says, nah, she's not forgotten. She's got friends.
You see Kaz takes out a small book. It's like a pocket notebook. Like, it's very small. Very worn, tattered black leather page, or black leather cover. And you see that he writes Gertrude's name in it. And tucks it back into his pocket. And he says, she won't be forgotten. We'll remember.
Yeah. We're not gonna die. Horrible deaths in a couple days here.
Of course not. And on that note, you return to the Revelia.
Mm-hmm. Wait. No, we don't.
No?
We got the thorn flower thing.
Oh, okay, so you return to the Shattered Station?
Yeah.
Okay.
We wanna mix that shit up to help them.
Okay. So you return to the Shattered Station. You give me a would it be a medicine
Probably
check?
It's either survival or medicine, but either way, it's a wisdom.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
check.
medicine check, and you can use your proficiency, add your proficiency bonus with your alchemist supplies, to go
Yup.
ahead and replicate Stella's mixture.
Okay. Ooh. That's a 19.
Oh yeah. You are successfully able to create 2 syringes of Stella's cure.
All right.
Uh
He he brings the vials to Watt, and he's like, so I've seen this done once, and I think I could replicate it, but yeah, I'm gonna need someone to keep him calm.
you see Kaz says, I might be able to help with that. Let's see. It would, I believe, require, well, it's only concentration. Yeah, he'd have to do 2 second level spell slots actually, so maybe not. He suggests casting calm emotions on them, but he can only do it on 1 person at a time, and it would cost 2 second level spell slots. So
No, it's a 20-foot radius.
oh, okay. So yeah, he suggests.
Each humanoid in a 20-foot radius, center point you choose within range must succeed on a charisma saving throw, or be affected by one of the following effects. And creature becomes indifferent about creatures of your choice is hostile towards it, and it calms them down, as long as they're not immune to charmed or frightened.
Yeah. I think that he, Watt and Kaz and you all walk over to them. You see Kaz casts this spell, and Giggles and Rough Tumbles both elect to fail. So they come under the effect of the spell. Both of them lay down in a very almost
It's like we're giving them laughing gas.
Yeah, it's almost like they're in this almost like trance-like state. And they both close their eyes and are prepared for you to administer the treatment.
Okay. Would this be a survival check, I guess? With proficiency, since I'm doing the alchemist supplies?
It's not.
Or do I not even just have to do a check?
No, you don't have to do a check. I made you roll before to keep Boot held down, but you've already crafted it. There's no it's like taking a potion, right? It's not yeah. So
that's fair.
You successfully administer it to both of them.
Oh my god, they're free.
You see that Giggles. So you see the noses shrivel up and slough off. And you see that Giggles and Rough Tumbles were both in the 2nd to 3rd stages. So they were a little bit more advanced, but not past the point of saving. But both of them have a good portion of their nose missing, that it was eaten away by the schnozzling. And you see them have to bandage their face. They both look like they got nose jobs with the bandaging that's done on their nose.
We can probably heal them though, right?
Yeah, if you want to extend a healing spell to them, for sure.
Yeah, why not?
Do you want Kaz or Neve?
We could break that up between Kaz and Neve, have them both do one, right?
Yeah. Let's do. Okay. What do you want them to cast? Do you want Kaz to do a 1st level healing word?
Yeah, Yeah. Just quickly reading through everything.
Yeah.
I was like, do they happen to have any healing cantrips? But no, they don't. Yeah, no. Just a
First level
healing word from both of them.
Perfect. All right, they both extend a spell slot and heal them up. You see that they are both so thankful, just like, thank you so much. Like it wasn't even, like when we got infected, it was obviously very very, very scary, but and like we knew that there was a cure out there, but we never really imagined that we would be able to have it. So so thank you. Thank you. And you see,
Don't thank me. Thank Granny. She found the flowers.
you see.
Oh, and I guess Neve did too.
Yeah. Neve kind of like waves you off, like don't. And you see, Rough Tumble says, "Granny, nice. Give Granny treats."
Yeah, you guys should pay us some visits sometimes.
They nod. And you see Watt says, he kind of claps you on the back and he says, "Good job, boy." And you
Thanks, Grandpa.
give me a Constitution save as give me like a strength save just to see if you can either Constitution or I don't know what it would be, but like just to withstand the like he like claps you really hard on the back and he's like he doesn't look like much, but he's a really sturdy, strong little dwarf.
I guess it's 13 either way.
Yeah, you maybe like stumble a little bit, but you don't manage to fall over. And he goes, "Oh, sorry. Good on you. No, this is great news. The more people we can save from this God's forsaken illness, this curse, the better."
He says, "Yeah, we're gonna be saving everyone possible, cause I don't know if I've mentioned this enough times yet, but I am killing Hecna.
You see, he nods.
I'm gonna need a team for that."
He says, I've heard you. And at this point, I'm starting to believe you as well. So, if there's anything more you need from us, we're here. Otherwise, I know you've got things to do, so we won't keep you.
Yeah. Here, if you're starved for things to do, he draws out what the flowers that he used to mix those look like, and he says, "It wouldn't hurt to, just look around the forest. Don't go too deep, obviously, but just keep an eye out for these."
You see Boot and Haggis both jump up, grab the drawing, and they go, "We'll go."
He says, "All right, but keep the guns on you. And again, don't go too deep into the forest. I'm serious."
And they're like, "All right, Dad, don't worry. We'll get you your flowers."
All right, when you say it like that, it sounds a little silly, but yes.
The two of them scamper off into the woods. You see Peaches and Yavanna are like having tea next to a fire. And Yavanna has taken to like knitting Peaches like a blanket, and just being like, I don't know, just kind of doting on him.
He's like as young as is he younger than Boot?
Yeah. Oh, Peaches is like,
he's like a little kid, right?
Yeah, I think I said he was like 9 or 10. And Iris and Daisy are both younger than him. They're like, they're like 7. Yeah.
He says, "Before we go, you guys heard anything about Iris and Daisy?"
You see that they shake their head. Haggis says, "They were with me in the Revelia. No, they were with me in the Dismadium, but like I said, they disappeared. I ain't seen them."
Says, all right, we're gonna keep an eye out then.
I'll let you know if we find anything too.
And I guess we head out.
You return into the Revelia. So, as you re-enter the gates, you see the general commotion of the people here going about their business, going to the rides, going to the shows, going to the food court, doing various things. And then...
Uh-oh. It's always something. What shape is the moon?
The moon is full.
So he's really happy. I feel like I don't want the moon to be like full or new. I want it to just always be in the middle, because I feel like either of the other two options are not good for us.
You hear a cacophony of trumpets and like noisemakers, and you see your attention is drawn to the Hekiatron as it lights up, and sort of like everyone's attention moves to it. You see the Hekiatron screen turns blood red as as trumpets screech through the air. The scene shifts to show the inside of the laboratory. Standing on a rickety platform, or I'm sorry, a rickety podium,
is it Pinky?
is Scooter. You see.
Oh, did he find the stick?
You see him dressed in a fanciful robe. You see a paper crown half slipping off of his head. And beside him is Hecna, a wicked grin on his mask. In the background, Sophie twists a large wheel that lowers a figure trussed up in a fraying harness towards a bubbling vat of wax and blood.
Oh, God. Oh, no, Pinky.
The camera pans, and the figure enshrouded becomes clear as it zooms in. Dr. Stella struggles against the harness.
Oh!
Desperately trying to break the ropes. Her frizzy hair is matted with blood, and her lab coat is in shreds and tatters. Her injuries are very obvious from the very pained and stiff way that she struggles. You see that...
Can we immediately start trying to search for where this is happening, or this is in the lab, you said?
It's in the laboratory.
Fuck.
You see Hecna gesture over his shoulder to her. And he says, "Our dear friend, Dr. Stella, here to steal away my Sophie. You really thought your shared blood would be worth more than her loyalty? You may be her twin, but you were always just an extra." You see that he snaps his fingers, and a blizzard of red tickets begins to swirl around Scooter, who is like cheering very loudly. And he says, "Revelers, we have a new master of ceremonies. It is my pleasure to introduce Scooter Von Snooter, who, through daring deeds of daring do, brought me the one who stole my stick. And as soon as those sneaky secrets are spilled, we'll be entering a new, fun era. Oh, but worry not, dear friends. We have the means to make our enemies talk. You see, Stella brings a bloody finger to the back of her hand and draws 2 shaky cymbals and rings them with a wobbly loop. And they let them linger for a moment before wiping them away.
What are
You
the symbols?
recognize the symbols as... Oh, where is it? I believe... Yeah. The symbol is the stick. And the symbol for the Carpe Colossus ride. And then they wipe it away. The screen is overtaken with a whirl of tickets and then goes dark. And then begins its regular ad showing of distant events happening in the Revelia.
See, this is the problem. I should have killed the little short fuck.
You see Ambrose just like, okay, all right. Okay. So they have her, but they don't have the stick. Right? That's what that means.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to go get it before they can.
It's the only option we got.
Let's go. It's
way ahead of you.
okay. The 4 of you make your way to the Carpe Colossus ride, which I think you can see on this map, so I'm just going to zoom in on it. You make your way to the Carpe Colossus ride, which is this, in the center of the map here, this big booth with a giant arm sticking out of it, just for anybody wondering. As Locke described the ride to you an episode or 2 ago as there's a giant and he picks you up and shakes you around, and that's what the ride is. So
and the keeper got him a stuffed amalgamation, and he got it stolen from him, I guess, by the kids.
All true, all true.
We might get to beat up some children to take one back, is all I'm saying.
You arrive at the Carpe Colossus. You see protruding from the top of a massive wooden crate is a huge, thick arm. The arm twists to open its expansive palm, and 3 revelers very eagerly climb onto it. And once they've sort of settled in, the fingers fold around them, and the arm just begins flailing wildly as the revelers are like cheering and screaming.
That's so stupid.
You see as you approach, you see the person operating the ride is a kind of unique character. They've got like, how do I say this? Their hair is like really like bleach blonde, really poofy, frizzy, sticks like straight out, but almost like an afro kind of like, it's like a helmet, but like spiky. And they're wearing sort of a pink, like ringmaster-esque outfit. And they're sort of like facilitating people coming on to the ride. And you see that as people are getting on and off, you hear this person. There's like a crack in the crate that they are like speaking into, presumably to the giant. And you just hear like, "That's a good Gary. Good job, Gary. Wow, that was so fun. Okay, next one. Okay. Oh, good job, Gary. Wow. Wow, that was so nice, Gary. Wow. Get on the ride. Oh, wow, that was so nice, Gary. Wow. Okay, they're gonna get in your hair now, Gary. Don't hurt Gary. Okay, no, get. Okay. Oh, good job, Gary. Wow.
All right.
So they seem to be like fond of Gary in a way that's like, this is your like little baby pet, weirdly, and very mean to everybody else.
All right.
So, as you approach, you see a sign that says, 1 red ticket per rider. It appears to be, very, very simple, right? It's, you get on, he shakes you around, you do about 1 in every 25 people, someone falls 30 feet and like breaks their leg, and then have to be like carried away somewhere. And you just you see the person running the ride going, "Ooh, good luck. Next."
I want to inspect this giant box and see if there's like any way we can get inside.
Okay.
Other than that crack.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
I get advantage?
Yeah, I guess if someone's helping you.
I mean, by that same token, we should probably roll 4 times, right?
4 times?
For all the 4 characters?
No, you can roll twice with advantage.
Oh, okay. I would let all your characters roll, but...
Okay, if you want all 4 of them to roll, that's fine. I'll roll 3 times right now.
No, it's okay. I got an 18.
All right. You see, on an 18, inspecting the crate, you notice, so you get close enough to inspect the crate. The person facilitating the ride, she has a name tag that says Alice. She
Alice Butterbeans.
Alice Butterbeans, yes. She's got an eye on you. She doesn't like that you are not in line and that you're not like, she seems like very protective of Gary, and like she doesn't like that you're getting too close to the crate. But since you're only looking, she's not like saying anything to you just yet. But she is watching you.
I take out a notebook and I'm just jotting things down.
Okay. You
like,
see,
like visibly.
okay. You see that one of the boards on the back of the crate seems to be loose. And you think that if you could somehow pry it open, you might be able to squeeze inside.
Is it like out in the open, or is there like a way we could get some cover?
It is next to a bunch of like trees and like bushes. So it is kind of like a little bit covered. And while you're inspecting it, you see Alice put up a sign that says like, be right back. And you see that she seems to be like, it's like lunchtime.
Oh, she was really suspicious of me, and then
Well,
she was like, "That's lunchtime, though. Goodbye."
She's not leaving. She's just like closed the ride down. She seems to like she sits next to the place where she's like speaking to Gary, and like takes out food and is like, you see her pull out an entire dead goat and put it into the hole.
Oh my god!
And you hear,
Jesus.
And like as you are kind of like peering, you see a massive eye peering out of the crack where she's speaking to him. But yeah, so you notice that that is what you notice on an 18.
Ailstein says to Ambrose, Kaz, and Neve, he says, actually, he says to Ambrose and Kaz, he says, make a distraction, make a scene for us.
They go, okay, what do you want us to do?
I don't know. Wing it. You've been watching me do this the whole time. Your turn.
Okay. Okay.
You're star-crossed lovers, and you just found out he's cheating or something. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Just make a scene.
Did you say Kaz and Neve?
No, Kaz and Ambrose.
Oh, Kaz and Ambrose.
Ailstein and Neve are gonna go sneak into the thing.
Okay.
He wants because I know that Kaz wants to stick with Ambrose, so he's having Ambrose and Kaz be the distraction.
Okay. Well, let's see here. Ambrose is pretty good with performance, so I'm gonna have him do a performance check.
And he can do it with advantage because he's got Kaz.
He got a natural 20. They go out around where Alice is. And they just start having like a lover's quarrel. like Ambrose is like sobbing and like pulling at his hair and his clothes. And it's like a telenovela. Like it is crazy dramatic. And you see Alice like turns to watch them and is like eating and like watching them. Fantastic. Yeah. So Alice is successfly distracted for the moment.
And I'm just imagining him just being like, and what of bites?
And what of our son? You dare do this to him as well? Me, I understand, but him too? He like slaps him. And Kaz goes, okay, you didn't have to do that. And he slaps him again and he goes, all right.
Luckily, Ambrose has a strength modifier of -1, so even if he was trying to do damage, it's like Lise slapping you, where it doesn't hurt.
It's just not possible to hurt.
He could be punching Kaz as hard as possible, and it would do 0 damage.
Fantastic. So Alice is distracted.
So we should get advantage with our stealth checks?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Give me stealth. Neve also has pass without a trace. If you need
don't need it. We got 18.
Okay, yeah. No, you successfully sneak close enough to the loose plank of the crate. If you are going to attempt to pry it open, I will need an athletics check.
Okay. And can she help?
She can help. The two of you try to get leverage on this thing.
I'm like, oh, here, hold it out. I'm gonna slip my sword in there, and I'm gonna use it like a lever. 17.
Fantastic. Yeah, you successfully pry that thing off, set it off to the side, and there's a hole big enough for one creature to enter inside.
I want to take a good hard look inside first.
Okay. You peek your head in, And it's really dark in here, so it's kind of hard to see, but you do have dark vision. You see a giant crouched on, kind of sitting on the ground. His arm, well, the ride is not currently going, so his arm is actually in. And you see he appears to be playing with what looks like a sparkly axle.
There it is. You know, this could be dangerous, but
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I do have charm person, and I have to imagine that he's got low wisdom if he's a giant. They tend to not have high wisdom.
Possibly.
Worst case scenario, if he succeeds, Neve could also cast command and make him drop it if he doesn't become our friend.
True.
We don't have to fight him regardless.
You see Neve is like, okay, so what's the plan? Are you gonna talk to him?
I'm gonna try talking to him. If that fails, I'm gonna try charming him. If that fails, you're gonna command him to drop it. One of those has to work, right?
You see she kind of shrugs and she says, okay, should we try talking to him before casting spells, or do you want to go in spells blazing?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go in and see how he reacts.
Okay. I'll be here ready.
Yeah, just have that spell ready.
Okay.
He worms his way in, I guess.
Okay.
Is he turned toward the opening where
as you
Tailspin is?
enter the space, he kind of like notices you and like turns to look at you.
Says, "Hi, Gary. How you doing today?"
You see that he kind of tilts his massive head at you. It goes, "Who you?"
Oh, I'm the ride inspector. I'm here to make the ride nicer for you.
He says, "Alice no say."
He says, "Oh, shh. Don't tell Alice. It's a big surprise for her. We're gonna, you know her birthday's coming up, right?"
Birthday.
Yeah, you know what a birthday is, Gary, right? Birthday parties?
Gary don't know.
It's where all your friends celebrate the day you were born.
Celebrate.
It's like a party where you have fun.
Fun. And he like waves the stick around. He goes, "Fun."
Says, yeah, exactly. Kind of like that. We're gonna do something like that, but for Alice.
You see that he.
You like Alice, right?
You see that he nods. He says, "Me like Alice. Alice nice to Gary."
Says, so Alice really likes surprises, so you can't tell her, okay? We're gonna surprise her.
Give me a persuasion check.
Wouldn't it be deception?
Yeah. Give me a deception check.
I'm better at deceiving people than persuading them. It's not great. 13?
You see that he kind of looks suspiciously at you. He says,
Is he rolling?
Alice no like surprise.
Damn, he fucking rolled higher than a 13?
Rolled higher?
Yeah, like his insight?
He has, it's like a check.
Oh, okay.
As you are like, as he's like playing with the stick, he's kind of like, he's not outwardly suspicious of you. He doesn't fully believe what you're saying about Alice.
Mm-hmm.
But you see that he says, as he's kind of playing with the stick, you see he kind of looks like, give me an insight check.
Sure. Ooh, that one's really good. Oh my god, 23.
He looks like he's not having that much fun with this thing. And you see he kind of just like, he starts to pout. And he says, "Miss my Bobo.
Your Bobo?
Bobo gone. Give me back my Bobo. Please."
What's your Bobo look like?
The mean babies stole it. I miss my Bobo.
Oh. An abomination. Okay.
You bring it back. You give back to Gary.
He says, sure. Say, how about this? How about I trade you? I trade you your Bobo for that thing.
Okay. You bring Bobo?
Yeah, of course. Would I lie to you, Gary?
You have Bobo now?
No. I'm gonna go get it.
Oh. Okay.
I'm gonna trade that stick to the babies for your Bobo.
You give Bobo first, and you have.
Well, Gary, how am I gonna get the Bobo from them?
They
want a fun stick at
take
least.
Bobo back. Steal Bobo from Gary.
But yeah, like I want to go get the thing. I want to go get his Bobo or whatever. But like, I'm also like, we see it. We gotta get it now to make sure that no one else gets it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can bring it back to him later, his Bobo.
Yeah, you're gonna have to convince him. He doesn't seem willing to give it to you without something in return.
He says, all right, you know what? I like you, Gary. So I really want to do this for you, but I understand you're scared. You're worried, right?
Want my Bobo.
He pulls out that holy symbol of soul that he has, and he says, do you know what this is, Gary?
No.
This is one of my favorite necklaces. I'd be really sad if I lost this. I'd be torn apart. I want to be your friend. So as a show of goodwill, you know what goodwill is, Gary?
No.
It's when you show someone that they can trust you.
It's when Alice give clothes she don't want to people.
Yeah. Kind of like that. Sorta. But not really. You're close.
Gary got good deal on jeans from Goodwill. I'm sorry.
All right, you're getting a little off base,
Sorry.
but you're in the ballpark.
Okay.
How about this? I come back for this later. I'll give this to you for now. You hand me that. I'll give this to the babies. And then I come back, bring you your Bobo, and you give me the holy symbol back.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Trying to think if there's any way I could get an advantage here. Quick, Neve, use your heroic inspiration to give me advantage.
Ambrose could have given you a bardic before.
That's true. He did have bardics because he rested. I keep forgetting that because I didn't refresh his fucking sheet. I'm like, he doesn't have any bardics.
Yeah, he'll have given you a bardic.
Okay.
So add a d6.
I guess that's better than nothing. Let's try it. Actually, let's roll the d20 first and see if it's good enough on it.
Gary in the low-rise denim. That's so funny. Oh, also, something I forgot to mention. As you are conversing with Gary, you notice
16.
That he too has a gigantic clown nose on his gigantic face.
Okay.
Sorry, what did you get?
16.
Perfect. You see Gary kind of looks at you, squints, and he goes,
He says, "Look how fun it is," and he jingles it in the air. He's like, "It's so fun."
You see he goes, Gary, no understand, but you bring Gary Bobo, and he, with like he tries to be very delicate, not to crush the necklace as he picks it up.
Says, "Yeah, be very careful."
And he goes, shiny.
Yeah, it is shiny. Now I'll be back in just a minute, okay?
Okay. He sets the axle on the ground in front of you.
Yeah, we sneak back out.
Okay. Do you replace the board when you leave?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not as tight, but like enough that like it's not obvious that anything happened.
Okay. You managed to, slot it back on there. Neve is like, okay, well, you got it. That's good. They've been screaming at each other for a couple of minutes at this point. I don't know how much longer that's gonna hold up.
He says, "Yeah, let's go get him."
Okay, great.
All right, you two, it's your divorce lawyer. Come on.
As you are going to depart, are you attempting to hide the stick in any way? Or are you...
Oh, yeah, we tuck it into the bag.
Well, it's big.
Oh.
It's like a full axle.
How big? Oh, like a car axle?
Yeah, it's a train axle.
I see. Yeah. We're in a bush, right?
Yeah, you're next to some bushes, yeah.
I want to weave some like vines around it and make it look like it's like my staff.
Okay. Neve will assist in this. She doesn't have druid craft, but she will use her knowledge of druidry to help wrap the vines. Give me a... what would that be? Just like, what would that be? Like a sleight of hand?
I guess.
Yeah, give me like a sleight of hand check to see how well you
With advantage?
Yeah, because Neve's helping.
19 or no 19.
Yeah, okay. You successfully managed to wrap this thing in vines, and yeah, it looks like a giant walking stick.
Okay.
Fantastic.
And then I want to like, just like kind of tuck it on my back so people don't look too closely at it.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to do all of that. And you gather Kaz and Ambrose as you depart this place. You see Kaz is like, all right, that's, wow, it's just a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. All right.
Yeah, when they say stick, you think like it's like a little thing, right? But
Yeah.
I guess it was pretty big when Stella was swinging it around.
Pinky.
Or Pinky, not Stella.
Um,
One of those people that Heckna's killing right now. Sorry, they're all being turned into an amalgamation. They'll all be the same person soon anyway.
Oh, God. Fantastic. So where do you go now with your stick?
We want to beeline back to the station and then go pay the babies a visit.
Okay. For the sake of time, I'll say that you make it back to the Shattered Station, leave the stick with the choo-choo cadre, who all look at it kind of bewildered. And they say, the toy maker will want to look at this. We'll summon them while you go speak to, is it Magnanimo that you are trying to speak to?
Yeah, the fucking stupid triplets, the dumbass babies.
Yeah.
I might kill some babies today. It might happen.
Okay. Fantastic.
I didn't need you all to be mentally prepared for the fact that I might have to kill some babies.
Okay, great. You see all of them are like, well.
He says, just look at it like a post-term abortion, okay?
All right. All right. So you, they say, we will summon the toy maker, to take a look at this, and yeah, you depart for the souvenir shop. Let's freaking go, boys. Sorry. Let's. Oh God. All right. Come on, please. There we go. All right. You make your way to the souvenir shop. Outside, you actually see standing outside is Magnanimo. They are like, they're kind of just like hanging around outside, bickering with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is what you see as you approach.
I want to go inside.
I
want to sneak inside.
Okay.
Is that possible?
Give me a stealth check. Neve suggests that she can cast Pass Without a Trace, if required.
Okay.
It is a
Yeah, I get a +10 or something.
yes, she casts that, and as long as you stick close to her, for 1 hour, all of you have a +10 to stealth and can't be tracked except by magical means.
All right. That would give me basically +14.
Yeah, I think that for some reason she can cast this without a spell slot. So that's great. Fantastic.
Can she?
Well, no,
It says it's the second level.
yeah, but
spell.
next to it, it doesn't say cast, right? Oh, yes, it does. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know. My brain turned off for a second there. Anyway.
No, yeah, we just get a free
No,
spell. It's okay.
she-
Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. Oh my God, Steph, you're right.
No,
It is a free spell.
She casts
I don't know why I'm correcting you.
She casts Pass Without a Trace. Perfect. So yeah, all of you have +10 to stealth. So go ahead and give me a stealth check. Actually, all of you will roll stealth.
I feel like just me and her should go, so that because we both have high stealth.
Okay, yeah. Ambrose and Kaz elect to wait outside.
Yeah, because well, actually, no, Ambrose has high stealth too. Actually, yeah, no, we've all got high stealth. We'll all drag up Neve's stealth roll.
Okay, great. Yeah, Ambrose rolled an 18, so that's a 28 for him.
Ailstain rolled a nat 20.
Oh, Jesus.
So jot that down, and then I rolled for Kaz, and he rolled a nat 1.
That's so funny. I also just rolled for Kaz because I didn't know you were doing it, and I also got a nat 1.
I got a 20 and a 1.
So Kaz gets a 10. He actually gets a 14 because he has a +4 to stealth.
Yeah. So it's 15 total, and then Ailstain gets 34.
Yeah, and then Neve. Neve gets an 18.
You want me to average all these? Oh my God, she rolled a fucking
She rolled a 7.
7. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You want me to average all these?
Yeah.
Ambrose got what?
He got a 30.
And then Kaz got a 15. And divided by 4. We're looking at an average of 24.25.
Hey, that's certainly enough to get all of you inside. You managed to readily sneak past Magnanimo, who is too busy bickering with themselves to even notice that you have entered. And you are inside the souvenir shop.
We actually take all of the little guys, all of the little.
You're gonna steal all of them?
Yeah. Fuck these guys. They were mean to Gary. Listen, they're short and Gary is not.
I want to say there's like a good amount. There's like several of each animal.
Yeah.
You're just putting them all in your bag of holding.
I shoved them all into my bag of holding.
All right. There's no one here to stop you, so you shove them into. Well, give me a sleight of hand. You have
Sleight of hand.
You have advantage because of your stealth, but sleight of hand to not make any noise while you're stealing them.
Thank God that was with advantage. 14. Rolled another nat 1, but
yeah.
I
Oh,
had
they
advantage.
don't notice. I tried to have consequences for this, but they don't. They did not notice at all.
I think the whole time I'm saying, fuck those stupid little goddamn babies. I hate those fucking babies.
And on that roll, while you are or on that stealth roll, while you are shoving all of the amalgamations into your bag, you see behind the counter an elephant one that is looks kind of slightly tattered, like well loved.
We take that one too.
Yeah. You take them all. Is that all?
Yeah, we just rob them blind. Is there anything else cool in here that we can fucking steal from these babies?
I mean, there's the pets. There's Heckna's pets. Stuffed animals. There's souvenir memorabilia.
Yeah, you know what? We take the
sell.
pets. I want to give Gary a lot of stuffed animals.
Okay.
He's miserable right now. He needs stuffed animals. Also, he's probably gonna be dead soon.
You also see all of those. Yeah, the souvenir memorabilia are the ones that like you trade to lock for shit. So there's those as well. There's also like t-shirts. There's the one that Neve held up that said I went to the Revelia and all I got was poisoned. And yeah,
We take it all.
you just rob them completely blind.
Yeah. Fuck it.
I'm gonna say you take a good amount, but you can't take everything.
What? I have a bag of holding.
Your bag of holding can't hold that much.
Yes, it can. What do you mean?
Well, can't a bag of isn't a bag of holding? Doesn't it have like limited like space inside?
I mean, technically, but it can hold up to 500 pounds.
Yeah, it can hold up to 500 pounds, but it can only fit stuff in a certain like radius.
64 cubic feet.
All right. Well,
That's like the size of a small house.
yeah. I guess
That's a
is pretty
shed.
big. All right, fine. Fine, you take all the shit, whatever.
This is why I said when we got bags of holding, I was like, oh my God, Ambrose, I'm gonna do so many crimes with these.
That's true. You are doing crimes with them. Whatever.
The whole time he's just like, Ambrose, I told you we're doing so many crimes.
All right. Well, you rob them blind and you leave.
This is the greatest day of my life, Ambrose. I could kiss you.
Do you go back to the Colossus ride?
We do. And I think that spell lasts like an hour,
An hour,
right?
yeah.
So we should still be under the effects, I think, right?
Yeah. It doesn't take
We
an
can sneak
hour
back
to get.
in.
Yeah, it doesn't take an hour to get back to. But give me, just for the hell of it, give me another stealth check. As you approach the Carpe Colossus ride.
All right, just me and Neve are gonna go up there.
Okay.
I'll just give us both our stealth checks. Ailstain rolled a 9. She rolled a 12.
So 19 and 21. Yeah.
So 9 plus what? 14. We're looking
Oh,
at
Jesus.
23.
Yeah, okay.
And then for Neve,
Yeah,
we're looking
okay.
at 12 plus 11.
God damn. Pass without a trace. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you sneak right back up to it. Alice, none the wiser. You re-enter, and you see Gary, lowers his arm. He says, "Oh, you back."
Says, yeah, I told you I'd be back, Gary. And you're not gonna believe I found you so many fun things.
Oh, like what?
I dump out all the stuffed animals plus the elephant plus the amalgamations. I dump out all the toys. And I'm like,
You see,
you can have all of this.
his eyes bulge out of his head. And he goes, "Oh, that's so many Bobos."
Says, yeah, see, I told you. Would your friend Ailstain lie to you?
You see he shakes his head. You see that he gives you back your necklace very, very gingerly, holding it with all 4 of his fingers. He says, "Sorry, I was so tired all of a sudden."
Oh, hit with the fatigue.
Yeah. He gives you your necklace back. He goes, "Shiny back."
Says, thank you.
He's not paying attention to you anymore. He picks up all of the stuffed animals and is holding all of them at once. They all kind of fit in one of his hands, to be fair. And he's kind of like squeezing them and like, he's like, he separates them into 2. He's got 2 hands full of them now. And he's just kind of like,
Says, hey, Gary, do you like working this job? Do you like doing the Carpe Colossus?
Yeah. Gary don't care. Gary like Alice. And Gary like Bobo.
Says, so you like it here?
Gary don't know. Gary don't remember.
Don't remember.
Gary don't remember before. Always great.
Always great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Gary, there's a whole world out there.
You see, he kind of looks out the hole behind you. He goes, and like his like massive head is like touching the ground as he's looking out the hole. He goes, out there.
Yeah.
Alice say no out there.
Yeah, but Gary, there's a lot of Bobos out there.
Gary go out there too?
Says, I don't know what's stopping you, Gary. You know, there's a secret place that you could play with your Bobos all day long. You don't even have to do the arm thing. You don't gotta stick your arm out that hole and wave people around. You can just play with your Bobos all day.
Gary want to go there. Can
Says-
Alice come too?
I don't know. It depends on if Alice wants to.
Alice nice to Gary.
Yeah. How about this? I'll ask Alice if she wants to go there, huh?
Okay. Gary come too.
But just so you know, there's a lot of mean people out there who want to take away Bobos.
Oh. Gary stay
So
here.
you can't. No. You can't talk about the secret place, okay? Or else the bad people will take away our Bobos.
Hurt Gary.
I don't want my Bobos take away.
Hurt Gary head.
Yeah, it's okay, Gary.
Play Bobos.
Just don't talk about secret place, okay?
Okay.
It's special place for people who like Bobos, but not everybody like Bobos.
Okay. Not everybody like Bobos.
Yeah, and we don't want them there.
Okay.
See, you can't let them find out.
He nods. You're not really sure how much of that he's understanding. But he's really happy with his new Bobos.
We step out.
Okay.
Or Ailstein steps out.
All right. You've retrieved the stick. You've given Gary his Bobos. What would you like to do now?
Honestly, we don't have a whole lot of leads right now. So I'm kind of just invested in like helping Gary because he is clearly being fucking used. I think we walk up to Alice.
You see she turns.
And yes, Ailstein got his thing back.
She turns and looks at you. She goes, "Can I help you? You want to ride the ride? Gary's on a brick, okay? He's got to eat too, all right? Just because he's a giant, he's still got to eat, all right? So you got to wait another, like, hour, probably."
He says, "You ever let him out of there? He just cooped up in there all the time?"
No, are you crazy? He would run rampant through this fucking place. Are you kidding me? No, he's in there. Trust me. He's in there for his protection, okay? He would break shit and then Hecna would kill him, all right? Trust me, he gets good care in there, okay?
Good care in the box.
Yeah, I know how it sounds, all right? Listen, it's not, ideal. But where else is he gonna go? It's not like we
Does
can
she also
leave.
have a clown nose?
She does not.
Hmm.
It's not like he can leave. Where's he gonna go?
I think he makes a show of peeking in that, like looking over her shoulder through that crack.
Mm-hmm.
And then looks back at her and he says, "He's got a clown nose."
She says, "Yeah. How do you think they got him in the crate? You think they got a giant to get in a crate on their own?"
Wow, you guys aren't very good at your jobs. And so that's good care to you?
It's the best I can do. I'm just some schmuck guy. What am I supposed to do? Take on Hector myself? Yeah. That'll be the day.
I'm just saying, Gary don't seem too happy in there.
Look. I don't think you even ever met Gary, alright? From what you can see of him through the crate, I get it. You're like, oh, he's a giant in the box. He's fine. Okay? He's got a new toy. He loves whatever that thing is. It's fine. We feed him. He gets to stretch.
What's this toy called?
The new one that he just got?
Yeah,
I don't know.
out of curiosity. Like, does he have a name for it or something?
The one that he just found? No, I don't know. He's whatever. He found it somewhere. He likes it. That's all I care about.
Oh. That's all you care about?
Look, I didn't want to be here. Between you and me, I don't give a shit about Hecna. I don't give a shit about any of the other shit that's going on here, okay? I'm here for Gary. Okay? Jot that down.
He looks over his shoulder and he's like, well, don't say that too loud. There's posters around here.
And you see she rolls her eyes and she says, I've been here a long time, okay? Hecna doesn't give a shit what I think.
All right. I want to like read her face to see if she like actually gives a shit about how would she not know that he calls it his Bobo?
You asked about the toy he just got, not his favorite toy.
Oh,
the toy that
okay.
he just got was the stick.
I see.
And she didn't know what that was.
Says, I don't know, it just seems so lonely in there. I feel bad for the guy. Does he at least have like a favorite toy or something?
Yeah, I mean, he had his Bobo. Some fucking little stupid shit stole it, and I haven't had the time to go looking for it, unfortunately. But he's got some other toy now that's keeping him happy, at least. So.
I still wanna do an insight check. I don't know. I get like she gives me a weird vibe.
Mm-hmm. Give me an insight check.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck is going on today. I'm like rolling so many 20s and 1s. I just rolled a nat 20 for that insight check. I know fucking everything about how she feels about Gary, dude.
Jesus. You see, Alice is abrasive and blunt to essentially everybody except for Gary. It seems like she is completely indifferent to Hecna and does not involve herself in any of the business of the Revelia beyond the care of Gary.
She also just seems weirdly dismissive of Gary, though.
She seems to think of him like a little brother and is kind of like, he's safe in here, and like that's all that I can do for him.
Mm-hmm.
That is what you glean.
He says, this isn't the only option.
You see she kind of squints at you and she says, You got a better idea?
Says there's a whole lot of forest out there.
Not enough to hide him. If that's what you're getting
Oh,
at.
I promise you, there's enough to hide him.
No. Trust me. There's not. You think
Why do you say that?
I tried to get him out of there before? I've been here a long time, kid. Me and Gary have been here almost since the start. Me and Gary have been here almost since the start of this place, okay? Yeah, we've been through a lot. You're not the first person to wonder if he's fine in there, and you wouldn't be the first to try to break him out either. And let me tell you how that went. Gary, and she like knocks on the crate, and she says, "Let me see your hand, Gary." And he sticks his arm out. And she says, no, the other one. And he sticks his other arm out. And you see that he is missing 2 of his fingers. And one of his arms is like incredibly scarred.
I didn't see that before?
It was dark in the crate. But out in the light, it's like very stark. And she says, that's what happens. She says, you want to know why that roller coaster ain't working? He shoved his whole fucking fist in there, got it all torn to shit. He lost 2 fingers. Okay? That's what happens when you let Gary out of the crate.
Says, all right, well, I'm just saying, there's other options. Because, maybe I ain't like the other people what tried to break him out before. Hey, Gary, why don't you show Alice one of your new toys?
He takes a handful of the animalgamations and he takes them out and he like shows them to her. She goes, "Where the hell did you get all of those? Goddamn, what are you, rich?"
He taps on the I think there's like maybe like a fence post or something between them, and he like taps on it and he says, "Just think about what I said." And we leave.
You see, you leave and she's like, "What the hell, Gary?" And you just hear Gary going, "Bobos." And you see that she flies up to sit on the top of his crate and is like, "Wow, that's pretty crazy." As you depart.
We gotta plant that seed of doubt, because people who have been here for a while are probably too stuck in their ways. So
True.
Can't convince them right away.
As you depart this place, coming out of a crowd nearby, you see Stefano run up to you.
He says, "Hi, friends. The toy maker sent me to retrieve you."
Oh, all right. Well, let's get going, I guess.
This way.
And with that, we will take another 3-minute ad break.
Actually, with that, I think maybe we leave it for next time.
Oh, okay. We're gonna go see the toy maker about the stick.
Yeah, and maybe the next item as well. Dun, 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 dun.
In the chair, I'm gonna take the chair and sit in it.
And sit in it. I'm gonna take it. It's what's that wrestling thing where they come in and he comes in with the chair and they like
The steel chair. And he's got the steel chair!
Yeah. That's gonna be
No. Here comes Ailstain with the steel chair!
Yeah, that's gonna be Ailstain fighting Hecna.
Yeah. But it's not going to be the chair. It's just going to literally be a steel chair, and I'm going to clock Hecna in the back of the head.
Yeah, of course.
And he's going to do that thing that happens in the fucking ring where, like, they fall down and bounce off the floor, except it's not a springboard floor. It's a fucking concrete floor. And he just hit him that hard.
Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. I can't wait to see Ailstain drawn as, like, Nacho Libre.
It's gonna the art. Okay, picture the scene. It's Ambrose and Kaz eating popcorn in the audience, and Ailstain and Neve, who have like direct reason to hate Hecna. Neve has him in a headlock and does the body drop
Yeah.
on his neck, and then Ailstain's like in the background jumping into the air with a fucking steel chair.
Fuck yeah. I love that. I love that I love that Neve has become like your partner for things for some reason. I don't know. I think it's really cute and I like it a lot.
Well, I mean, like, just it makes sense that they would pair off to do things because like Ambrose and Kaz are always like at each other's side.
That's
So it's like they do things together, and plus they both have direct, like, again, reason to hate Hecna specifically.
I think that, like you, Ailstain perhaps makes friends more or perhaps better with women.
I don't know, maybe. I feel like he's friends with all of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't picture Ambrose and Kaz getting into the wrestling, but I feel like Neve would.
I feel like Kaz would do it begrudgingly, and Ambrose would be the person like holding up the signs or whatever it is that you do
He's
in
the
wrestling.
cheerleader?
Yeah.
He's got pom-poms.
Yeah.
He's in a scanty little cheerleader outfit.
Yeah, I think Kaz is like the ref.
Uh-huh.
Okay, anyway, it's the end. Okay, anyway, thanks for coming out, everybody. We'll see you next week. Find out what happens next on Poll for Initiative.